At first glance, the cryptocurrency market often looks chaotic, emotional, and unpredictable. Many people expect major rallies to begin with explosive green candles or breaking news headlines. However, seasoned traders know that the most powerful price moves usually start quietly, long before the crowd notices. These early shifts appear not on short-term charts but on higher time frames, where institutional behavior and long-term capital flows leave subtle yet meaningful clues. Right now, XRP is flashing one of those rare signals, a technical development that historically appears before major price movements. According to a recent analysis shared by Steph is Crypto here, XRP's weekly chart is showing a momentum shift that has consistently preceded a strong upside in the past. This is not hype driven speculation, but a signal rooted in data, structure, and historical repetition. So, why does the weekly chart matter so much for XRP? The weekly time frame is one of the most important tools in technical analysis because it filters out emotional noise. Unlike daily or hourly charts, which can be distorted by short-term speculation, news reactions, or algorithmic trading, the weekly chart reflects sustained market intent. When momentum shifts on a weekly chart, it usually signals long-term positioning by larger players, such as institutions, funds, or high capital traders. These participants do not trade impulsively. They accumulate or distribute over time, leaving footprints that only become visible on higher time frames. Steph here highlights that relying on weekly signals helps traders avoid false breakouts and fake momentum that often trap retail traders on lower time frames. When a signal finally appears on the weekly chart, it carries more weight, more reliability, and more market impact. So, what is the RSI and what is this break so important? The Relative Strength Index, or RSI, is a momentum indicator that measures the balance between buying and selling pressure over time. Instead of focusing on price alone, RSI reveals what is happening beneath the surface, whether buyers or sellers are gaining control. According to Steph's analysis here, XRP's weekly RSI has just moved back above its 21 period moving average. This may sound simple, but historically, this type of crossover is far from common. It usually does not occur during sideways or bearish markets. When the RSI crosses above its moving average on a weekly time frame, it suggests that bullish momentum is beginning to dominate. This reflects genuine internal strength, not emotional price spikes driven by hype or social media excitement. In technical terms, this is often described as a momentum regime shift, where buyers start to outweigh sellers in a sustained way. So, has this signal actually worked before for XRP? Historical context is what gives this signal real credibility. Steph points out that since July 2024, every time XRP's weekly RSI crossed above its moving average, the price followed with sustained upside. There were no failed signals during this observed period. On average, those moves delivered gains exceeding 30%, often unfolding over several weeks rather than days. This reinforces the idea that weekly momentum signals are not designed for instant gratification, but for trend confirmation and directional bias. While it is important to remember that past performance does not guarantee future results, market, markets tend to repeat behaviors when similar conditions appear. The consistency of this signal strengthens confidence that it remains relevant and actionable. So, what risk should traders still be aware of? Despite the bullish implications, Steph maintains a balanced and disciplined perspective. No technical indicator, no matter how strong, can eliminate risk entirely. The crypto market is still influenced by macroeconomic factors, regulatory developments, and especially Bitcoin's dominance. Sudden volatility in Bitcoin or broader financial markets can temporarily disrupt even the strongest setups. This is why professional traders use weekly momentum signals not as guarantees but as guides for probability based decision making. When high time frame momentum aligns with historical performance, it often justifies closer monitoring, strategic entries, and strict risk management rather than blind optimism. So, what does this signal mean for XRP moving forward? XRP now finds itself as a technically significant moment. The weekly momentum structure suggests that buyers may be regaining control, potentially setting the stage for continued strength. Whether the price accelerates quickly or enters a period of consolidation, the signal itself marks a condition that has historically preceded meaningful moves. This does not mean XRP will move straight up overnight. Instead, it suggests that the foundation of a larger move may already be forming quietly and methodically, just as major rallies often do. And finally, my own personal opinion about this is that this is one of those moments where patience matters more than excitement. The signal forming on XRP's weekly chart is not flashy, but that is precisely what makes it powerful. Markets reward those who recognize structure before headlines and momentum before hype. If XRP is any guide, if history is any guide, XRP may be entering a phase where long-term positioning becomes increasingly important. While caution is always necessary, ignoring high time frame signals like this has historically proven costly for traders who wait for confirmation from price alone. So, in my own opinion, this setup does not guarantee a rally, but it absolutely demands attention. And this finally ends our video. Thank you very much for watching and see you on the next one.